Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. In this one we reboot our weekly skin showcase into top 10 skins of the week. This makes it, as I've mentioned before, a little bit easier on me rather than showing you anywhere between 19 and 25, 30 some odd skins, which takes hours to do and is quite frankly a lot more difficult than you would think. This is where I go through all the skins that have come out in a week and pick what I feel are the top 10 skins for that week. And interestingly enough, we actually have a kind of theme this week. Not every skin, but a lot of skins kind of revolve around a video game theme. It's just been the flavor of the week, I guess. I have 8 skins to show you in this first part because some of them are overriding other skins, and then we will get to the last 2, hopefully. Euro Truck likes to do things its own way, so it doesn't always mean it'll show you the proper skins at the proper time that you want them. But anyways, let's start with our big Volvo FH16 2012. As you can see here, we'll start off with our first one, and it is Assassin's Creed, the newest one, Black Flag. Of course, I forget the name of the main character, mainly because I haven't played the game, which I really don't like the fact I haven't played the game. But it is what it is. So I'm not sure his name, but there he is, right up prominent on the side. You can see most of him, really, which is really nice. And then you can see his flag, his ship in the background there, which, again, I also forget the name, the Jackdog or something of that nature. And then I love the scenery along here on the side skirt, the island with the ship in the background. You can even see, oh, I thought it was a small boat, but when I get closer up, it looks like a little bit more, maybe an island off the side here. On the back, you get the Assassin's Creed symbol mixed into this gray background, which is really sweet. And on the other side, we have him in a different position, and you can see 2 swords in his hands there, and then the house in the background being built. And then again on the side here, he's on his ship looking into a ruins here using a telescope. It's really nicely placed and really well done on that side skirt. The front is just all flat white, but still that's fine. Then on the top, as you've seen, there is a bit of a scene, and damn the lighting. But you can see here, there, that's a little bit better. He's got a guy down and bloody. He's got sword to his throat, either threatening him or ready to finish him off in the fight. It does get cut off by the sunroof, but it is what it is. It still looks really good on the top. It's a really strong and solid skin following the Assassin's Creed Black Flag series, and I really think it's really well done. Really, 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 really. Our next one, of course, is Zombie. And this obviously floats around the Resident Evil series. As you can see here, the zombie Doberman, which is looking really gruesome and fearsome on the side of the truck. That's a really nice representation. You get, of course, the blood splatters, which are also equal on the front of the truck here, which is really nice. The little touches up on the corners of the grill. Up top, you just see Zombie across the top. I think it's more Resident Evil. I'm not sure, but I would call it Resident Evil myself. And then you got the bloody handprint on the back, which is a nice touch in that white background. And then the 2 sides are the same. The rest of the truck is just plain white, but I still think it's really nice. It does a lot with very little, and that's one of the things that makes it really, really strong. And, of course, next we have The Last of Us. As you can see, it's done into a night background, the darkening sky up, and then, you know, you kind of almost look like it's going into sunset. The Last of Us right across the side here on the side skirt. And, of course, the main female protagonist in the game, although I haven't played The Last of Us either because it doesn't come out on PC. So I, again, don't know her name for sure, but I do recognize her by a view, so she is there. The top of the truck just continues the night scene, as does the front with the purple color. And on the side here, you have her again, this time in a different position, wearing different clothes, looking a little bit more forlorn and beat up than she does on this side. And on the back, you have a close-up of her face. Man, somebody really likes her. No, but I still think it's really good. Close up on her face, which is really well done. It's a little bit kind of hokey because of all the dents and bumps and everything in the back, but still looks nice. And then on the side skirt here, rather than put The Last of Us and having to deal with this gaping hole that a lot of people have to deal with, they put this symbol back here, which I believe, of course, has something to do with the game. Now, this shows thought, and this is one thing I always love to point out. This shows thought in the skin, rather than just plastering everything up there. And, I put Last of Us here, I'll just put over here and deal with it. No, they actually put something that fits within the space here that doesn't actually get cut out by this hole. As you can see here, the same thought process goes into this side, which is a little bit unlike the Assassin's Creed one that I showed you. It actually shows, a thought that he kept it out of the window there and then out of the window here as well. So whoever made this skin put a lot of thought into it, and you'll be able to know who when you go to download it, if you go to download it. But I see no reason not to if you're a Last of Us fan or a fan of the female protagonist. Next, of course, we have Diablo, and it is not Diablo 3, it is not even Diablo 2. This is from Diablo 1, I believe? No, actually, it's Diablo 2. Sorry. This is reminiscent to me of Diablo 1 for some reason, but now that I'm seeing it, yeah, that's the Amazon. It makes a lot more sense. So, this is looking really smoking, and that's no pun intended with all the fire here. The front of the truck, you can see the fire comes right across the bottom. That looks really sweet. That's just really freaking awesome there. And then, of course, you have the Amazon on the side. And again, thought process. The Amazon's arm comes out down below the window, does not get cut off. And you see her face in the action shot there with her 5 arrows. Then you have the skull hood here. This was one of the symbols on the Diablo game, set into the space here so that it fits and it's not cut off. And these beautiful flames coming all off along the side. And then on the back you see the Diablo visage right there, looking really sweet on the black and slightly red background. And then on the side here you have the Necromancer. Interesting choices, the Necromancer and the Amazon for the sides of the truck. I guess because they fit more. The Necromancer does get cut off slightly, but not by much. I think maybe the Barbarian and the Sorceress and any others. I think there was also the Druid and the Assassin came out. And the Paladin might have fit, all depending. But no, we get the Necromancer instead, which is fine. Anyone who played Diablo 2 knows the Necromancer's nicknamed the Lagromancer. Just because of all the minions he used to summon onto the screen, but it's looking really sweet here, especially the green and blue hues onto the darker background. And then again, thought process, Diablo 2 fitting into the side, putting the face here so it doesn't get cut off. That's really nice. Again, those sweet flames that just come all along the bottom of the truck. And then up top, you can also see we get on the fin here, we get Diablo 2 with the fires as well. This is a really sweet skin. It's really well done. The pictures are amazing here, considering that these, are much older pictures coming from the game and whatnot. So it's an amazing skin that I would really suggest downloading if you're any kind of Diablo 2 fan. And even if you're not, if you're just looking for something really cool, this Diablo skin definitely fits that bill. And I think that's it for the Volvo. Let us move on to... I don't think so. No. The Scania R. I think we only have one for the Scania R. Yep. And as you can see, that's Watch Dogs, a game that's not even out yet. Game that actually, I believe, was in question about coming out at one point. And you can see the symbol here, which I believe is the symbol for the game Watch Dogs. And then it's really simple. It's just got Watch Dogs, Watch Dogs, Watch Dogs on the side here. And on the back, you get Watch Dogs in the little box up top. Then you got the picture that a lot of people are familiar with of the main character, holding a gun down onto presumably somebody. Then the side is also the same watchdog, watchdog, watchdogs, and then the front of the truck is just solid black. Again, it's another simple skin, minimalistic, but it manages to make a statement even when you don't have all that much in it. I really think it's a nice skin for somebody who's looking for something maybe that's black but has a little bit more something to it. If you're really anticipating the Watch Dogs game, I would look into this, no problem. And I don't think... I actually went through to look at like what skins we have, and I totally forget now where they are. But I know we have one for the Actros, and it's simply titled Sunset. Now, it's really nice again to see this kind of high quality skin for a truck that usually doesn't receive a lot of love, and that's the Mercedes-Benz Actros. As you can see here, if I sound a little tired or I yawn a bit here and there, I am tired. And the main reason being I only slept 5 hours, but that was by choice. I'm trying to reset my sleeping schedule to something a little more acceptable to me. So, but you can see this beautiful sunset set up here down on the side skirt. And again, you get the beautiful sunset with the palm trees. This I'm not too fond of because you see it's another sunset, but it's set to the side, which doesn't quite fit. But for some reason, it still looks pretty okay. So I'm not too much inclined to knock it down. The front is really nice with the sun setting right over the top there. And then the two sides are the same. And then in the back you have what looks to be an eagle swooping in for a landing on a sunset. And there is a scene up top, although if you have the fin here, you can't really see it. It's still a very pretty skin, despite a couple blemishes on it. It's very pretty. It looks really good, especially set on the black background. It might have been a little bit better to include all up in this area and then just leave this area black. But either way, I actually kind of like it. And I really think it's it shows a fair amount of thought, especially for a truck, again, that doesn't tend to receive a lot of love in terms of the skin department. So if you're a Mercedes driver, then this is definitely something that you can look into. I think we have one for the Iveco. Yes, we do. Minions! Minions! Everybody loves Minions. Well, I gotta be honest, I don't. I don't hate them either. I don't know anything about them, is why. I've never actually seen the movies that have them in it. Oh, pardon me, or anything like that. So, I don't know a lot about him, but that doesn't mean it's not a cool and funny skin. Sadly, the Minion gets really cut off by the grill in the front. It would have been better to have a Minion dead centered, and then the cutoff would be fine if the eyes would have been like here and you could see them. But it still looks pretty good. And then the two sides are the same. The lettering gets cut off a little bit here as well as the Minion. But that's alright. The two sides are the same. Despicable Me too. Pardon me, I'm trying not to yawn too much, but I really am tired. But I gotta reset my clock. So as you can see here, all the Minions in the different styles that you have this emergency, I guess, Minion with the bullhorn, and they're doing all the goofy things that Minions do that I've come to be familiar with, even without watching the movie. I mean, I think it says a lot when you become familiar with a CG generated characters from a movie that you've never even seen even remotely. But I think that says a lot for the popularity. But either way, here they are. There I go again. Not sure exactly what this Minion's doing here, but it looks like he's reaching for the light, which is really sweet. You got the Minion hanging off the top of the truck there. Then on the back you have this this quite humorous but lovely looking group of Minions. I honestly could see myself following a truck that has that painted on the back of it. That would be really sweet. And like I said, the two sides are the same, except on this one, you have a minion that's tumbling over, although slightly cut off by the exhaust. So again, a really nice skin, and again, in a category that a truck doesn't see a lot of love in, and that's the Iveco Highway. So if you're looking for something a little more lighthearted, and you're a Iveco driver, you don't mind driving the Ivecos, definitely look into the Minion skin. Did not mean to rhyme there, but so be it. I've got nothing for the DAF. This is a truck that was modded in, and I deleted the mod. So I'll just get rid of that while I'm here. And then finally we have for the R700. And this is called Rostrans for whatever reason. I don't know if they use Mickey Mouse as a mascot, if they have something with Disney, but it does have Mickey Mouse on it, and I can't deny how well it looks. You can see Mickey jumping up to dunk a ball here. It says Rostrans across the top. It says Disney here. I love that Mickey's like on the side of the intake right here. And then again here. Again, going to dunk the ball. You know, the two sides are the same. I don't know what these little bubbles are meant to represent, but there they are. I love like the two-tone front of the truck, the yellow on one side, the red on the other. Even though it's not quite middle split, it actually looks like they blend in the middle, making an orange, so the yellow blends into the red, and they create an orange in the center, which is really, really sweet. And then it like cuts over here. You can see orange here and orange there, so the yellow and the red are blending into making the orange rather than just being a hard line division, which is a really nice touch. And of course you get the Mickey symbol up top without actually having Mickey Mouse's face, although put a couple googly eyes here and you'll have something either really funny or really terrifying. And on the back, of course, you have the Timocom, which you also see here, and I'm not exactly sure what that means. But then you see this beautiful rendition of the Scania logo with the Mickey Mouse in the background. I don't know what else to say about this skin other than it's truly stunning. You would think it a little more comical and lighthearted, and it is, but this is the only skin I think I've ever found that mashes together funny, lighthearted with awesome and badass. There's no other way to describe it. This skin combines like everything into one. And it does it with such an unorthodox theme and look that it truly blows my mind. You know, again, like I said, the orange and the reds blending, I mean the yellows and the reds blending to make orange instead of just having a hard line division between yellow and red. And you know, using Mickey Mouse, and then the colors and the look of the truck lends itself to making it look a little more badass as well. But this is just truly an outrageously amazing, stunning, awesome, and everything I always ever use to describe these trucks skin. So if you drive the R700, which is a downloadable truck, just so you know, it's not in the game, it is a modded in truck. So just look up R700 for Euro Truck Simulator 2 if you didn't already download it or have it. Even if you don't drive the R700, I recommend getting it just to drive around with this skin. Just look at it for yourself. That's all I can say. Alright, now I've got two more skins hidden in there somewhere, and I need to go find them. So why don't we just transition on over and find those last two skins, shall we? And we are back, and sadly these two skins are overriding each other, I believe. So I have to do them separately, and I apologize for that. So let's get through them thoroughly but quickly. The first one is actually for the Volvo FH16 Classic. Again, another truck that does not see a lot of love, mainly because a lot of people now drive the big Volvo FH 2012, 2013, whatever. The newest Volvo. So because of that, this truck's really fallen out of favor in terms of popularity. It doesn't see a lot of skins. But we have one for it, and again, we run into the video game theme, Crash Bandicoot. Now, this is an extremely busy skin, and I like almost all of it, except for one thing, and that's this PlayStation symbol coming down along the side. That just doesn't quite look right, but the rest of it, going into the classic Crash Bandicoot, you can see here the main boss with Crash down in there, and then they even got another seen up here. Putting the PlayStation 1 onto the truck is a really nice little touch, especially fitting it into that area there. Using the Crash Bandicoot across the side is really nice. Unfortunately, again, it gets cut off by the hole, so this is kind of one of those pace downs, but sometimes there's not a lot that you can do. Mav and Sons Trans across the front, not exactly sure why, but there you go, there it is. Up top, you can actually see the different box arts of the 3 different Crash Bandicoot games, and the PlayStation symbol right across the top there on the wing is a nice touch. And of course, you have Crash Bandicoot standing on the 2 sides here on the intakes. And then even down bottom, I'm not sure what these masks are meant to represent, but you can even see them down in there. And then the 2 sides are the same, Crash Bandicoot. And then on the back, you actually have a screenshot, if you will, of Crash Bandicoot level as he's going down. And then you have 2 side screenshots. I'm pretty sure that most of this is just taken directly off like box arts and ads and whatnot. But it's really nice. It's really well done and thought out, despite the fact that it's really busy. Normally, busy skins can easily become too busy, and this actually borderline sad, if I'm to be honest, but it's still a really nice look and a really decent touch, and I really appreciate it, especially, like I said, putting the PlayStation in, the box art up top, and even putting these, you know, equally onto the side, masked down in here. It actually looks really good. So, if you're driving the Volvo FH16 Classic, this is actually a pretty cool skin to tool around in for a little while. And you could probably get some interesting screenshots out of it if you wanted to. So I would definitely take a look into it. If I were you, I'd give it a shot for sure. And like I said, I have to transition over to the final one because it's not loading as it should. And I think that's because the 2 skins are still overriding each other. Even though it shouldn't work that way, it is. So I'll catch up with you for the last skin. Well, I must apologize. It's supposed to be a top 10 skin, but this first week it's going to be a top 9 because I can't get the last skin to work. It's the only skin turned on, and it's the very first thing loading. So you might think, well, something's overriding it. No, again, it's the only skin turned on. There should be nothing else affecting it, especially for the fact it was supposed to be for a man truck. What I will do is I will put a link for it in the description down below. It's Transformers. And maybe you can take a look at it, decide for yourself if you like it, download it, and maybe you can get it to work. Maybe it is something I'm doing. I always give that option that it easily could be my fault and not the mod's fault, but I don't think so. I've gone over several things to try and get it to work, and I just can't. So, be that as it may, I apologize again. I just, there's nothing I can do. But that's going to be me done for this episode, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching this rebooted weekly skin showcase into the top 10 skins of the week. If you could leave a comment, rate, and subscribe down below, I would be forever grateful. But until next time, this is going to be One Big Bugger. I am going to be signing out, and I will see you on the road.